I try to shout it from the rooftops, but no one ever seems to want to listen.
Well, hello, you gorgeous mother truckers, and welcome to another video. Right then, so something else that will never get reported on the MSM. And I'm going to play a video from Biker Tees, who's going to be talking about, well, let's just bring up the article and let's go through it together. So, let me just shrink this down so you can actually see what it says. Bring it into the centre of the screen a bit. There we go. So, imagine if European Christians moved into an Islamic country and this happened, what would happen to them? Okay, let's just listen. It's 2 minutes and we're going to go through it bit by bit. Obviously, as usual, I'll interrupt to give my little bit of commentary because that therefore means I don't break fair usage policy. But as you can see, the TikTok handle of the gentleman who's done it is there. And there's another one here, Irish Eyes. So we've got all the people are here on the screen who are responsible for this very interesting, informative video. So let's sit back and have a look.
Private property here, mate.
Right.
So let me just.
I'm just making a video about the church.
Did you ask for permission?
Hey?
Did you ask for permission?
Didn't know I needed permission.
You don't need.
Right, permission for what? I don't see any fences up preventing anyone from coming in, so that you don't need permission to walk on there.
Did you ask for permission to dig up people's gravestones? Hey? Did you ask for permission to desecrate? Did you ask for permission? Did you ask for permission to dig up people's graves?
The parish church of St John, a historical landmark near the Potteries shopping centre on Town Road in Hanley City Centre, Stoke on Trent.
So Stoke on Trent, there you go. Yeah, you did hear right. Digging up gravestones and desecrating graves. But in any case, carry on.
Has suffered a devastating transformation. Built in 1737, one of the world's earliest surviving structures to incorporate cast iron, has been tragically converted into a mosque.
Just let that sink in for a minute. I mean, look at the state, that beautiful building. You know, when we used to build beautiful things. And yeah, it's a mosque.
In the course of this conversion, headstones and memorials were removed without obtaining the required faculty official permission.
So that's people's gravestones, headstones. Okay? Just, I'm letting you these little pauses as well, obviously because it's fair use, but also the fact that this really needs to be sinking in because, of course, media won't touch this at all.
Families, the rightful owners of these headstones, were not contacted or consulted. Essential detailed records, including diagrams and photographs that should have been preserved as part of the church's archival history, were neglected. Even more distressingly, the burial ground beneath the new car park, containing the remains of many individuals, has been desecrated.
They've tarmacked over the graveyard. Okay? Again, just let that sink in and even have headstone just tarmacked in. So the graveyard where all these souls rest are now covered in tarmac without permission by the sounds of it.
This act of destruction demonstrates a complete disregard for the law, the descendants of those buried, and the sanctity of this historic site. The desecration of this sacred burial ground is an appalling tragedy. Stoke on Trent City Council and the community stood by as this atrocity was carried out, allowing the violation of sacred grounds without intervention. The indifference shown is deeply saddening and represents a significant loss to our shared heritage.
I mean, look at the date on that. Yeah? February 20th, 1846. And it's next to ones that have just been smashed up. Absolutely disgraceful.
The grievous act of transforming St. John's Church into a mosque has left an indelible mark on our history and culture. The dignity and historical significance of this irreplaceable landmark have been irreparably damaged.
I'll leave that up there so you can see all the relevant people who are on this video. And the original question at the beginning was, imagine you doing that in an Islamic country, knocking down an Islamic mosque and turning it into a Christian church or a Roman Catholic church. Do you think that would be allowed? We all know the answer. But again, it's another example where we'll just turn a blind eye. The local council, which is probably heavily influenced by Muslims, have allowed it. The public will just keep their heads in the sand and not say anything because they're scared of becoming called racist and Islamophobic and God knows what else. So a beautiful, beautiful church, steeped in history, steeped in culture, steeped in myth, steeped in the bodies, ranging, as that one said, back to 1846, ripped up, destroyed, and turned into a fucking car park. And that's okay, is it? But of course, it'll be me that's the problem, because I've, like the guys who just covered it on there, we're the problem. We're the problem, because you just don't want to deal with it. You'd rather have a go at us and call us everything under the sun, when all we're doing is just showing you the destruction of this great country, the raping and pillaging of this said country, the destruction and ignorance of this flag. For what? The greater good? So, to you ostriches, you keep your heads in the sand, yeah? You keep pretending none of this shit's happening. But every day we wake one or two of you up, and every day one or two people finally start to speak up. And every day we get louder, and every day we get more united. We unite behind this flag here. Doesn't matter where you come from, what your religion is, what your sexuality is, what the colour of your skin is. No one gives a shit. As long as you respect this flag here, as long as you respect the British history, British culture, and everything that makes this isle great, and you contribute and you work hard and you respect that flag, then we have no problems. Unfortunately, we're being flooded with people who hate that, including people who live here, who are now that left waffer mentality, who have branded this flag racist when it's not. Throughout history, to many, many, many people, seeing that flag was a sign that help had arrived. I mean, okay, we've had our problems, we've had our dark history, but we wear those scars with pride on our chests because we learn from them, and we can turn around and say, yes, that's when I made that mistake, and yes, that's when I made that mistake. But I learned from those mistakes, and we're not going to do them again. Problem is we've learned too much from those mistakes, and now we're too forgiving. And you've had everything, your fight and everything else taken out of you because you'd rather keep your heads in the sand and pretend this sort of stuff isn't happening. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, until the next one.